What up, world? We are back with another episode of Valley of the Beats. I'm your host, Jamaal the RX, and I got my co-host with me. What's your name?
Triple X rated Mr. Wyoming. Catch me out here. We back with some very, very wonderful and exotic guests. Would y'all like to introduce yourselves?
Hello, I am Shelby, aka Saucy, aka the Spooky Sauce.
And I am Jade, aka Jaded Glow.
Together we are Freak Show Cartel. That is our group together.
So I'm curious, how did you guys come up with the name Freak Show Cartel?
Actually, I came up with that name years ago. I don't know. I just thought it was fun. And I said, if I ever have a group, I'm going to name it Freak Show Cartel. So I actually came up with that name probably I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. Okay. And I was like, then I met her and I'm like, hey, would you like this name? I was like, and she was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, of course. I'm like, all right, cool.
And it's very descriptive of who we are, I think.
Weirdos.
Iconic. You guys are like a whole 2 different vibes.
Yes, absolutely.
I was going to say yeah.
We were just talking about each other's
my inner
auras.
world doesn't match my outer world, that's for sure.
Bro.
Oh shoot, you guys, that's my feed my dog alarm. I should have turned that off.
Oh my gosh.
She'll learn eventually.
So you guys are totally if we saw you guys outside together, it'd be like, are you guys friends? Are you sure? You sure?
Yeah, we are. We complement each other really well though.
Yeah.
That's
things interesting.
It's yin and yang.
Polar attracts.
Yes.
Polar opposites
absolutely.
attract.
Yes.
Are your music styles different, or they one and the same?
They are. I would say our individual styles are very different. Yeah.
Do they complement each other as well as your style appearances do?
I feel like Freak Show Cartel is the way that we complement each other.
Yeah, I think we work together really well. I think there's just places where I'm better at things than she is, and there's things where she's better than me. I'm more on the production side, so I put everything together for us. And but also too, I think she just, I don't know, we just really complement each other. We're both very experimental, open to try whatever. So I think working with somebody else is very open-minded and doesn't get attached to things and is able to go with the flow, I think is really, really huge. So that's kind of I think what our sauce is, if you will, is we're just kind of willing to work together. Because when you work with people that are a little too rigid and stuck in something, then I feel the creativity doesn't flow.
It don't go right. Yeah, y'all get stuck on some shit for real. Hey, y'all sent me a beat.
I did.
It was her. And I was like,
did you like it or no?
Yeah.
I was dancing like a fool for all afternoon. I thought I was going to have blisters on my feet the next day. I was dancing all over my house all day long. And I've been working on it more, so I will send it to you because I do want you to get on it.
Yes, bro.
Because it's going to be wild.
It compliments.
And I think you're wild.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wild West.
As I'm circling back around to our conversation we had before the podcast, I think you're the guy.
I appreciate y'all compliment me in that way right there. That wildness in me as Mr. Wyoming. I feel like y'all bring.
Yeah, I think you can be part of the Freak Show Cartel.
What? So is this y'all hometown Freak Show Cartel, or do y'all originate from somewhere else?
I'm born and raised in Phoenix, so I've always been in the Valley my whole life, for a lot of years. We won't talk about how many, but a lot of years.
Yeah. I personally am from Wichita, Kansas. Yes. Wichita. Home of Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Right, that's an interesting fact.
There was something the other day I saw in Wichita on the news too. I was like, oh, cool.
Also number 1 in the country for allergies.
God damn.
Wow. Makes me crappy pizza and allergies. That's
I don't miss it.
Did Pizza Hut originate from there, or is that just where their home base is?
It was started in Wichita. The original Pizza Hut, the hut, is on my college campus, Wichita State University.
Same building?
The same building.
Wow.
They moved it.
I saw an original McDonald's out here. I know that was in California. I thought it was a really old retro looking McDonald's. I don't know if they built it like that, but that's how I imagine that Pizza Hut look. Old as fuck. They didn't change the sign, probably changed the lighting and shit, but that's it. Fuck. Excuse me.
Yep. That is correct.
So y'all ever thought about going to shoot a music video up there?
In Wichita?
Like no, yeah, like in Wichita at the old Pizza Hut. Like,
well, I am now, but
no, I want to go to like weirder places than that.
Yeah,
like, not
if I'm gonna
pizza.
spend
Like, let's
my
go
hard-earned
weird. Like,
dollars.
I don't know, like a missile silo or
Yes.
like I've heard there's some, I don't know, just weird places. I always want to do one in like when you're driving on the highways, just anywhere, right? There's always like abandoned buildings with like tons of graffiti and shit falling down. I always want to like do that with like some cool lighting and stuff like that. Like, I think that would be something I want to do.
I would feel comfortable going to shoot a video with y'all in like an abandoned jail or something.
Let's do it.
Oh, okay, all right.
Let's do it.
I wouldn't go by myself. But
No. You gotta go with the group
we're
on
the
that
muscle,
one.
right? Like,
Right. My nigga senses don't allow
we're
that
gonna protect you.
I'd be like, nah, you see, black folk, we don't do that out here. We don't go to places like that. But yeah, man, like, yeah, the beat was crazy. Y'all stories is crazy. How y'all came together. Actually, I'm gonna let y'all tell that. How did y'all come together?
We met through Guitar Center lessons. So I was taking music lessons there.
Yeah.
You were scheduled for a trial lesson, right?
Yeah. Well, I had gone in there just kind of randomly to buy some, I think I bought some like some mallets one day. Mm-hmm. And I started talking to the guy there that's the head of the lessons department. And we just started chatting. And I was telling him, because I had just released my solo project, Essence Flow. I had just put that out on Spotify at that time. Okay. And so I was just talking to him about like, hey, this is what I'm doing. And he was talking about lessons. And then I said, yeah, I want to be more than like a bedroom producer. I want to start getting out, working with more artists. Mm-hmm. And so like within a week or two, whatever, he ended up handing her one of my flyers that I was handing out, stickers.
I think it was the same day.
Was that for your new album?
For my album that I put out on January 1st. And it's more of like an EDM kind of dance thing. And so I put that out solo under Jaded Glow. So that's out right now, streaming everywhere.
Yo, make sure y'all go check that out. Essence Flow. How long ago did you release that?
I released it January 1st.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hey, that's a recent project. Make sure y'all go check out Essence Flow by Jaded Glow. That rhyme, that's a bar.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
There's a whole like, it was a whole thing. It was all about like my essence. And like, I think one of my big things with it was trying to overcome, I'm like kind of a perfectionist and then also like not believing in yourself. So it was kind of like getting in tune with like my essence, like what I'm feeling and letting it flow out and not second guessing yourself. So like, is it good? I don't know. I like it. I was happy with it. I put it out. So.
And to me, that's all that matters. As long as you like it, somebody else may feel what you're feeling.
Right. So. Absolutely.
Yeah, somebody's going to fuck with it for sure.
Well, and then I said the big thing is not second guessing yourself. Like, I don't know about how everybody is, but like I've always been like so self-critical and full of doubt, right? And so it's just kind of letting go of that and just getting it out. And everything has changed since I've done that as far as like me doing music. Like it's led me here, led me with Shelby. We're about to drop our album. It's coming out August 1st. So it's just taken me so far. Like, again, it's just like, I'm just doing stuff now versus like overthinking everything. It's like, I'm going to do it, put it out. If people feel it, great. If not, we'll do better next time. We're always going to grow.
Because nobody will know you second guessed what you're doing. Like nobody will know how many takes it took you, how many times it took you, how many edits and fidgets and knobs you had to twist. They're just like, yo, this is dope.
Right. And nobody's gonna realize like, oh my God. I mean, there might be some people, but most people aren't gonna be like, oh my God, if the delay on that reverb or something, you know what I mean? Like you're sitting here like hitting all these random, like not random, but you're trying to tweak every little thing and you overthink it. And it's like, what if I boost, the bass at 100 Hertz? And it's like, all these like little things that you like overthink everything. And then just like, nobody's ever like, just put it out.
Who has more stage fright between you two?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like me, but I don't know. I've gotten over it now.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it's you.
Yeah, the first time I did it, the first time I was up on stage, because again, I've always been like just like super like worried about being judged and whatever. And so, anyways, long story short, like the first time we're doing it, my fingers are like shaking. I'm like, oh my God, I was so scared. But now I'm like, all right, we got this.
Yes.
Y'all still get nervous when y'all go on stage at all? Like, or is it more like a, oh, I'm about to perform type of feeling? This feels like the adrenaline's coming up.
It's starting to feel more like that, but I think like super big artists still get nervous. So I feel good about admitting that I still feel a little bit nervous.
I feel a little nervous too. It's like, I'm good. And then I'm like, oh my God, okay, we're up next. And it's like,
It's a rush though.
but once you're done, once you perform and you see the crowd react to you, and like we always have people coming up to us after the show, like complimenting us, saying, "Hey, that was cool. Hey, that's not what we expected. Like from you two, like what? Like it's just like the music is like blows our mind. We're like, what in the hell was that?" And so it's really like been a huge. I guess confidence boost getting out there and doing that. And like I said, hearing that real world feedback from people. And like I said, like we've had so many random different types of people interested in our music, like so many different types of people, like old people, young people. I mean, just so many different types of looks. And that's like what's been cool. And that's, it's cool that our music is like people from all kinds of different backgrounds, everything is feeling it. So that's pretty cool.
Type shit.
Yeah.
I actually got a question. So if a person was to go to your show or listen to the new album that's coming out, what can they expect?
Ooh, I love this question, Jamaal. Yeah, I think they can expect the unexpected. They can expect
mysterious.
Yeah, I think that they can expect themes of feeling like an outsider and pure expression.
Yeah, pure expression. A couple different tracks, or like we have one called "Sipping on My Own Kool-Aid."
Okay,
it's about just totally feeling yourself, right? Because
I don't like how you guys were looking at me when you said that.
No, but it's like I'm sipping on my own Kool-Aid, right? Like I don't need all your stuff. This is us. This is what we're doing. We're feeling ourselves.
Right.
My own brand.
Know the flavor of the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Step out. Yeah. That's because I think that's where the saying, I know the saying comes from. Like people say, you don't know the flavor of the Kool-Aid, stay out of my business.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's like, so that's a good one. And then we have another song called Dope. That's just about.
Drugs? It's about haters.
No, it's not about drugs. But see, the name is going to be, so you're already interested. I see it. You're like this. You're like drugs.
I mean, I like drugs. I ain't gonna lie. I like drugs. I
think
drugs,
most people like drugs. Most people like drugs.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, come on now.
They're helpful.
The government gives you drugs every day. Anybody who looks at this podcast weird and says, wow, you like drugs, you take drugs. You take ibuprofen. Shut up.
Caffeine.
Word.
Yeah, there you go. Drugs. Caffeine is a drug.
Everybody's taking drugs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
some go a little harder than others. Caffeine's pretty low on the totem pole there, but
It is very addictive though.
Yeah, I had like 8 cups today. We won't talk about
holy moly.
caffeine.
So
Agua.
I know one thing, like doing music and then balancing your life is pretty hard. So how do you guys manage to do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a learning process because we're talking about how like being in a band is like being in a business partnership. Like
it's like a relationship. We have to like give and take. We have to consider each other's feelings and like, especially when it comes like artistic, right? You don't want to offend the other person or whatever. So like working together in that way, valuing each other's ideas and stuff like that. So yeah,
we both have very different schedules and like we just have to find.
My schedule is all over the place. So it's just finding time. We come together and it's a priority. So
and we usually have an intention for when we meet. Like we have something that we're planning on doing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think planning things out makes a really big difference.
You guys have families, like kids or anything that you guys have to take care of outside of this? No, so
I'm only responsible for myself. I'm a big kid.
We like that.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I like kids. Kids are great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like I have a niece. She's beautiful, but it's like, oh, you're so cute. She starts crying. Oh, there's your mom.
Yes, correct. Yes.
My sister's the same way. So you did. I like how you elaborated on being business partners because that's a good way to think about things, especially when you have a friendship involved in business. You know how to keep it professional when you need to. So, do you guys invest money into this at all? It costs money, right, to put up. We just did DistroKid, so you have to do DistroKid. We have a website. We just got some stickers made. So it's I wouldn't say it's a lot of money, but it all adds up. $50 here, $100 here. Yeah, absolutely. Before you know it, it's like $300, $400, $500, and so. But we're not like 35. $100 or
no, $300 or $400 or $500. You know what I mean? Whatever. But but we're thankful for this project that we worked together. I have all my own gear. We did all the recording at my house, in a little makeshift, sound booth, and so we're just going that route on this one. I think next time we might try to get into a real studio for vocals. just because it'll be better isolation and probably have like some cleaner vocals and stuff like that. But I just didn't feel like on this release, like I wanted to spend, $60 an hour or whatever people are wanting to go in and do vocals. So we did everything in my house. So very minimal cost.
I definitely wanted to, and that's where I wanted to touch base on. So actually they just passed a law for artists or independent artists to be able to get like tax returns on basically the money they spend. So if you you can get it becomes a deductible tax now. So let's say
like any business.
Yeah. So if you guys spend $1,000 on stickers, studio time, mixing, mastering, editing, you can get that deducted. You can get that as a tax deductible.
Oh, nice. I did not know that.
So that's something to keep in mind. I thought I'd pass that gem on to y'all.
Oh, thank you.
I think that's life-changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, people should know. Get your return. You spending all this money, because a lot of artists are scared to go spend money, or producers too. Nobody wants to spend a lot of money on music stuff that they figure, I could do it at home now. I don't have to try to invest into something better. But now you can get your money back. So like you don't have to wait on Spotify or whatever. At the end of the year, that 2000.
Are you really going to get your money back on Spotify though? I just saw something the other day. You have to have like 1 million streams to get like, I don't know, like $40,000 or something like that.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
I think people should stop looking at Spotify and Apple for money, because let's be honest, the platform is not meant for you to make money. The platform is an accessible way for you to release your music. And there's over 1 million artists. That's like the government trying to pay every person in America just for being alive. That's why we have businesses and corporations and people to sell things to us. So when y'all say, they're not paying us enough, well, how many of you guys are uploading music every day?
Right.
Yeah, they can reap in those benefits and pay everybody 1 cent, but then they'd be, as a business, they're losing a lot more money than you think. So just like, they're a platform for y'all to put out y'all art.
No, absolutely. We need to get there, and then it's about building a brand, right? So then it's coming up with merchandise. It's coming up with other things, to generate revenue. Yeah. And then the way I'm looking at music right now for me is I'm just looking at it as I'm getting experience, right? Like I already work in the AV world. And I might be doing here soon a full-time gig doing stage lighting. So I'm just looking at it like between the video editing that we've been doing, audio editing. Like to me, it's just like, I feel like it just goes in the world that I'm in. So whether I make money at it or I don't or whatever, I'm doing it for the love of it. And it could be part of maybe something bigger, at the end of it, like, I don't know who I'm going to meet or where I'm going to be in 3 years or 5 years. I could be a producer for, a TV show or something. Like I have no idea where it's taking me, but I'm just doing it, right? Because I found if you sit there and worry, goes back to that, like being a perfectionist and things like that. It's like, don't worry about all the details. Just kind of like, if you have a general idea where you're going to go, just start walking that way and you'll land where you're supposed to land. Like you'll end up there.
You guys just touched on, I say you guys because you guys are one thing. So like your thoughts are one entity when it goes out into the world, but you guys really,
I don't know about that.
but you still touched on like a real thing. Like you have your already motion set in a way. Like you're going to get paid for your job either way. And you love your job either way. That leaves the mental capacity to go do the music. And you're not saying that I didn't get paid for this show, because like, your life is already set. So that's a valuable lesson. Set your life up so you can focus on the music, because we promise you there is not a lot of money in this.
Yeah, seriously. Like,
yeah. And
unless you're going to sell a bunch of merchandise or something, yeah.
You have to love it. Like it has to be about loving the expression of yourself, because you sacrifice time away from the people in your family, or like we were talking about earlier, like making time for each other. Like I have a husband and a dog, but the dog doesn't consult with me about my schedule. But like I consult with my husband about my schedule, and it's like, no, I need to like make time for us to rehearse, for us to record, like for us to go out and play. Like that's an important priority if you're really like setting aside intentional time for it.
Shout out to the dog.
Her dog is such a sweetheart too.
He's a little angel.
I gotta go to a show. Fuck no, you gotta walk me. Like,
yeah, right.
I'm gonna block you at the door.
Yes. Oh, poor Django.
Poor
Such a
Django.
good
I
boy.
like that name, Django. What kind of dog is it?
He's a good boy. He's 100% good boy.
He's a good boy. What kind of dog is a good boy? He's a good boy.
No, he's a mutt. He's a
mutt.
mix of German Shepherd, Lab, Coonhound.
That's a
he's
trend.
pretty big.
Yeah, he's like a 75-pound dog. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. You've seen pictures
And he
of
thinks
him.
he's a lap dog.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And he thinks he's a lap dog.
Exactly. He loves Jade.
Yeah, I don't know. I have this thing lately. Animals definitely
Attracting that animal energy.
drawn to me.
Yes.
Oh, it's like
We're all thirsty. We're all like,
Oh, is it hydration break?
No, I just had to get
Jamaal, you don't have a drink.
Where's your drink?
Jamaal? You're not a drinker, are you, Jamaal?
No, I just had stuff before I came here, so I was like, oh, it should be good.
I had
You guys
stuff.
had to describe yourself as a liquor. What would you describe? Which liquor would you choose?
Ooh.
At first, I thought you said liquor.
Yeah, liquor.
Yeah.
Like Licker.
Oh my god.
That's a liquor.
Well, I'm out. No, never mind.
I love those caramel apple lollipops. No.
I was gonna go.
we went
I was like
in
a
different
giver. Liquor, alcohol. I don't know. I like something like fresh. I always like fizzy drinks. I really like sparkling rosé. I think that fits. I think that fits the image.
Yeah, I would just be gin.
So gin and like
Sparkling rosé.
sparkling rosé. Like if you put that together, what do you
Ooh, that's gonna be rough. That's gonna be rough.
I can't get ChatGPT right now, but like that sounds like would that be like a Celsius, like a rosé Celsius?
It'd be a sparkling with, what did you say? What kind of alcohol?
A strong ass
Gin.
champagne.
Sparkling
Gin.
gin. Actually,
You'd have to
like
put some
gin and
fruit or
tonic
something
is
in
like
that.
basically sparkling gin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is my favorite cocktail.
A rosé flavored gin and tonic.
There you go. You can add. So yeah.
I would try it.
You would try it.
I would try it.
There we go. The day I open a restaurant, that'll be one of the signature drinks. There we go.
You opening a restaurant?
No, but that's like that's a bucket list thing. I got to make some money on some merch or something. I better start selling a lot of T-shirts or something.
I want to open a restaurant where all the names of the food are like straight up absurd. Like
That makes sense. That checks out.
like you want a hot dog, glizzy with beans, glizzy with cheese. Like you want a cow, dead cow. You want a burger, call it the dead cow with bacon, dead cow with pig, dead cow with chitlins. Like what do you want? You know what else they got? They got like you want a salad? We give you like leaves.
Leaves, yeah. So my dad always says, he says, if I wanted to eat grass, I would, be a cow or something like that. And I'm like,
Oh, he doesn't eat salad? No. Not a salad eater.
Wow.
I like a salad because you can get a really big salad and you can feel very full at the end of it and pigged out, and you're like, yeah, it was 200 calories because it was lettuce.
You know what I would do? I would get like a salad bar to where you could pick all your toppings and then give it to the guy, and then I'd have a sign right there that says, "Come get your salad tossed."
Oh.
Spicy.
Oh.
You're not going to be that guy though. You're going to hire somebody for that.
Oh no! I don't like handling food.
Handling food.
Nah, I don't cook for nobody else except myself or my family. I hate cooking for other people.
Yeah, I feel like I love cooking, but I feel like I would never want to do it full time.
Thank you. You understand?
Right? Wouldn't it take all the fun out of it?
Sit there and
It would be.
But maybe I don't have to do the dishes. If I don't have to clean up the mess, that would make it a little easier.
Yeah.
Because I love cooking. I don't like the cleaning. That
y'all
kind of
make
sucks.
music for other people.
Right now, no.
I ask because when I cook, sometimes when I cook, I don't feel like eating it afterwards, or if I make food for somebody else, I feel like I don't really like eating afterwards. And I'm in relation to that, do you guys feel like if you had to make songs for somebody else that there's less passion in it as it would have been for yourself?
I feel like I would have a hard time songwriting for someone else in my current state in my life.
For me, that's definitely somewhere where I want to grow and expand into. I would love to do that. yeah, I think it'd be fine. I would love to work with artists and see what their ideas for the song. I really like one of the things I like about music in general and art in general, or just I like creating. Mm-hmm. And so I love being able to take thoughts and turn them into something. And music is one thing. I mean, there's a lot of ways you could go with that, but to make something that I find that process and then the end result to be extremely satisfying. So actually I would love that. Like I would love to work with an artist, sit down with them, say like, okay, what's your feeling? Like, where are you like, what are songs that inspire you, or what do you want it to sound like? Genres, tempo, those types of things, and have their idea and then create something of my own with it. And that they feel, and then creating a product out of that. That's, to me, that's like a real true collaboration. And I would love that. I think that would be fun. I would have no problem doing that. And that's somewhere I do want to go. Like that was kind of like I told you before, like me not wanting to be a bedroom producer anymore. I started working with her. So now here we are, we're getting out, we're performing, we're putting out this project. But yeah, I want to start collaborating with more artists, and I would love to do that.
I can tell you're a very like helpful and collaborative person, just like from talking to you so far. I can very always tell like you have a very open heart towards things. You don't seem like the type to argue or like disagree. I could tell you might be able to, or not might be able to, I could tell you probably mediate very well.
Thank you. Yeah.
A question.
I was going to say it's taken a long time to get my head into that space, but yes, thank you. It's growth. It's growth.
Slow growth is the best growth. If you guys could have anybody sponsor you, who would you have sponsor you? Like, what would be the first sponsor, or like the number one sponsor you would go for?
Sponsor?
Pizza Hut.
No,
not me.
Not
Pizza Hut is like literally the only pizza like I won't eat.
It's not that.
Little Caesars is like one of the top things I won't eat.
You won't eat. I know a lot of people say that, but they make their dough fresh though every day.
Fucking cardboard ass box. I'm eating the box when I get it. Like,
I don't know. See, that's how I feel about Pizza Hut. I think it's the worst pizza. Like, there's not a worse pizza in my opinion.
It's like when you get the pizza, not to divert from my question.
Yeah, we did divert pretty hard.
When you get your pizza from Little Caesars, you either eating the box or eating the pizza, which is the box. It's like, and then when you try to reheat it, it still tastes nasty. Like the bread is stale. But
you know the pizza reheat hack?
What?
You have to reheat it in the oven.
Yeah.
Oven. Yeah. That is that. Once I learned that about like 15 years ago. Life changing. I was like, because heating it up in the microwave, that's always all like rubbery and disgusting. Oven 350 for like 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, I do that with almost everything.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, you're right. Almost everything.
You don't use a microwave, dog? You just be like, oh,
no, the oven, man.
It's like reheating stuff, like reheating a burger in the microwave. It's just gross.
Trash, yeah.
Yeah, it turned into like a blob.
Here's another life lesson. You have to have it. Sure, it takes longer, but it's that patience, because what makes things good? Just wait a little bit longer.
You know what?
It's a real life lesson.
I think I see who y'all sponsor.
Wait, into the mic.
My sponsor.
But yeah, who is it? Is it like a product?
Yeah, whatever.
They're all products, aren't they? Kind of.
Who would be your sponsor?
I was going to say, like, if we could just open for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, that would be fine.
I think he's saying like sponsor. Like you're talking
Red
about
Bull or like
you're talking
Snickers.
Products, yeah.
Have you guys ever tried these? Have you guys ever tried these? These are one things I'm going to talk about. Tray House. Have you ever seen these like magic mushroom bars that they have out?
No.
They're not psilocybin. They're these microdose chocolate bars.
No, I have not.
Well, there you go. Tray House. Send me a case.
Drugs for a sponsor? I so condone that.
It's it's not illegal because it doesn't have psilocybin. But it'll still send you to happy place. It'll put you in a happy place.
We do condone drugs.
You already said that earlier.
You heard it here first.
Yup. So
I said it's not illegal, but like I said, Tray House.
Any shrooms?
Chocolate bars.
Anybody who does shrooms, any shroom sponsors, weed sponsors, anybody psychedelics like this guys, they'll bring a freak show to your show.
Yeah.
You guys are freak show, right? I got that right?
Freak show cartel.
Yeah, they'll bring a freak show to
Welcome to the freak show.
Not the cartel, but definitely the freak show.
Yeah. It's like a nicer cartel over here.
Nicer cartel, if those exist. Don't get me shot.
Oh my God.
And with that being said, we definitely want to hear the music, especially the music that you guys have coming out on August 1st.
Absolutely. We get some snippets.
Yeah. Let me pull it up for you right now.
I can't believe August 1st. It's like right around the corner.
My birthday's in 3 weeks.
Okay, here's the first one. This track is off the new album. The new album is called Alien Disco EP. So we'll I guess we'll start with Alien Disco. So here's the track, and we have a video for this. It just came out a couple weeks ago. It's on YouTube.
It's crazy. Check it out.
Check it out on YouTube. We definitely need that on TikTok as well.
And on TikTok.
Yes.
Oh. Is it in there? She connected?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working for me.
Yeah, I can hear it. You can't hear it?
Hey, it's nice out here in left field. It's nice out here. We're getting weird. It's nice out here in outer space. The air is thin in my brain. Way up here, I'm so high, no oxygen, but I won't die. I landed in my UFO. This place is strange. I'm like, whoa, the humans are so very mean. Their favorite thing is plot and scheme. I can't relate to this conduct. I can't help that. I give a fuck. I am an immigrant from another planet. Foreigner, migrant, outsider, stranger, newcomer, non-citizen. My planet was destroyed last night. I had to catch a red-eye flight. I don't know if I will survive. At least I made it out alive. My spaceship landed in a tree. A farmer shot it down. Yippee! I left my spaceship in the tree. Pixie blob, you come with me. We'll take a walk, acquaint ourselves. I'm sure that they will wish us well. Oh no, I was so very wrong. The scary men were oh so strong. The welcoming was lacking, and I think it's cause I have no skin. My scales are green, my purple hairs, my 7 eyes are getting stares. I don't fit in that much, it's clear. Hope I'll survive this atmosphere. I am an immigrant from another planet.
Don't let Trump get this one.
Right, we're going to be abducted. We're going to get abducted, a different kind of abducted. Which is not really fun to which is not really funny to joke about, but
Yeah, we don't condone abductions, but
I heard people are posting on like Google Maps and stuff like that icy road conditions. If you see icy road conditions on your Google Maps, that means that there's ice in that area. I heard that the other day.
Abduct me, I'll beat the fuck out of one of them. Fuck we talking about. I'll hop out the car and beat your ass if you think you finna.
We're getting edgy today.
We are.
I'm my fault.
So that was the lead track, Alien Disco. Again, we have the video out for that. That's the name of the album. The other one here we'll play is called Dope. So this is the number 1 track on the album.
Okay.
It's not about drugs.
You guys have very good.
Does it sound like Animal Crossing?
The last one. The beats.
It's Animal Crossing.
Like a little video game.
You don't know what Animal Crossing?
I know what Frogger is. I know what Oregon Trail is too. I don't know. And yeah.
This is such a switch up. Did you guys make this?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, this is me on bass.
You say I'm on drugs because I'm dope.
Funny, she
Say what you need to
actually
Wrote the bass
she
line.
did the bass line and then I created everything kind of off of that actually. And then we worked together on that synth chord
Oh my
progression.
god, like who do you think you are? You're not even a real artist.
Say I'm on drugs because I'm dope. Say what you need to cope. Let me penetrate your ears. Let me massage your brain. Heating up like a flame. Having fun doing my thing. Keeping it in my lane. You should do the same.
That's right.
Some say I'm a genius. Some say I'm insane. I woke up from a dream to find the depths of my own joy. Smile on my face so bright. I'm radiant and I shine. Deeper than any pain. I'm the creator of everything.
So then we'll stop on that one, and then we'll go. Which one do you want to do?
Kool-Aid.
Here we go. I guess let's go with the more hip hoppy sounding one here. This is sipping on on my own Kool-Aid.
Okay.
This is magic. Like I cast a spell, my life is heaven. I came from hell, never waiting on a prayer. I shake and I bake and I make my own moves. I shake and I bake and I make my own grooves. This is my life, leave me alone. I'm in my zone. Turn a seed into a plant, into a field. My wings are healed. Watch me soar, watch me soar, watch me soar. My wings are healed. Turn a seed into a plant, into a field. Watch me soar, watch me soar, watch me soar. I shake and I bake and I make my own moves, sipping on my own Kool-Aid. I shake and I bake and I make my own grooves, sipping on my own Kool-Aid. I cast a spell on this beat, then I make these bitches eat. They enjoy it, they want more. I'm the beat making more. Add the spooky sauce, add the spooky spice.
Yeah.
Make it extra nice, shake it with them fries. You either fucking with me or you isn't. I'm fucking with myself cause I'm sipping on my own Kool-Aid. Sipping on my own Kool-Aid. I shake and I bake and I make my own moves. Sipping on my own Kool-Aid. I shake and I bake and I make my own grooves. Sipping on my own Kool-Aid. Now you're under my spell. All you bitches listen well. I'ma only say it one time. I'm here to have a fun time. I'm here to get it back. I ain't here to be a drag. I'm not trying to be me. I'm a motherfucking queen. I'm a bossy ass bitch. I'm a motherfucking witch. Take it from me, I'm living free. Got it made in the shade, cause I'm sipping on my own Kool-Aid. I shake and I bake and I make my own moves, sipping on my own Kool-Aid. I shake and I bake and I make my own grooves, sipping on my own Kool-Aid. I shake and I bake and I make my own moves, sipping on my own Kool-Aid. I shake and I bake and I make my own grooves, sipping on my own Kool-Aid. Welcome to the freak show. Welcome to the freak show.
I dig that.
Thank you. And welcome to the freak show. So I thought that was a good track to end that on, because it's like, welcome to the freak show.
Welcome to the freak show.
To the freak show.
That hook is gonna be in my head once I get it.
Okay.
I don't know where it came from. I was thinking one day, I was just like, I don't know.
Well,
I shake and I bake and I make my own. Oh,
we were playing the synth, and then you were just like sipping on my own Kool-Aid.
I think, yeah, we actually created that whole track, I think, in like one evening, actually. We were just hanging out and made the whole beat, and I think wrote most of the lyrics, and then we like did one recording session after that, and like that was it. That one came together really quick.
I took some Molly.
Okay.
And I was just standing in like this middle of this party, and the music was really loud. It's like some dark blue and purple lights flashing. And I was just standing there, and I had a bottle of gin in my hand too. And I was chugging on that bitch. And I just started dancing with this fat chick. Then we went outside and made out and smoked a cigarette. I smoked half of it, but like, I mean, I didn't smoke half. I smoked like a quarter of it, but then I stopped.
To be young again.
Yeah, that's what that song reminded me of.
Oh, nice.
That's a nice memory.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like, it definitely, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it definitely reminds me of like the new wave, like the David Byrne, Gary Wilson, like that whole CBGB, like that type of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like David Byrne from Talking Heads.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Love Talking Heads.
Yeah.
No idea who that is. I'm uncultured.
No, you're not.
Oh, is he not famous?
Yeah, see, that's subjective, I
To
guess.
people in my circle, I guess.
Okay. It's like how to hit some people
It's
in
all
the hip hop
relative.
community knows Jay Dilla. Well, Jamaal, what do you gotta say about that?
But far as
You're saying no one in the hip hop community. If you're not in the hip hop community, you don't know who J Dilla is.
Oh no, I meant like overall. How did you feel about this spectrum of the podcast? We had some like really interesting folk come on here called The Freak Show. Not only did they give me like 5 minutes of a fever dream, but like I definitely think I might do drugs after this podcast.
Do it.
But how about you?
We've influenced you.
Like, this was a dope experience. I'm glad that you guys are here, especially giving out to the world like something different, something new, you know, something unexpected.
No, thank you, Jamaal. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it so much.
We're definitely always trying to do nothing ordinary.
I feel that.
Absolutely.
I got on a skirt right now, so
I love it.
You look fire.
Yeah.
So
that's out of the ordinary, and we like it.
Somebody told me I look like a ball sack.
Who said that?
With that being said, you guys want to give a shout out? Where can people find you on social media?
They can find us on all social media platforms at Freak Show Cartel. And we have a new website that launched, freakshowcartel.com. Pew, pew, pew.
And then, you can find us on, I have my own Instagram, social media at Jaded Glow the Artist.
Yeah, and I'm at the Spooki Sauce. Spooky is spelled with an I instead of a Y because my name is Shelby with an I instead of a Y. And check out our music video on YouTube for Alien Disco.
It's actually pretty cool. I watched it.
Thank you.
It's wild.
It is. That was like some well put together. I like that. It's a vibe.
That's a zero budget action right there,
bring
too.
Bring back visual art.
Yes, sir. And with that being said, we're going to break, and there will be messages at the break. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you.
Cartel, Shelby, Jaded.
We are looking for rappers, singers, dancers, comedians, media personalities, and more for a special voice acting project for Valley of the Beats. This is going to be a spoof of already made animated IPs, and I think it's going to be a really fun project. So if you're interested, please send a DM to Valley of the Beats or Jamaal the RX. Take care.
And we're back with the Valley of the Beats, the podcast. Our last but not least guest is a 2-time Valley of the Beats beat battle champion. He has worked with multiple artists around the city, and we definitely gonna get into what he does and the stuff he do. Let's make some noise for Devin, aka Kozmik.
Yeah. Bow, bow, bow. I thought the thing was gonna do the effects, but yo, what up, my boy?
What's up, my boy? What's the word?
Man, the business getting more serious, and the serious getting more business. You know what I mean?
Hey, it's like that. More money, more problems. You feel me?
Yeah, type shit. Less money, still more problems. Man, I'm broke as hell, but we trying to make some money out of this shit. Like I've been saying, we gonna be out of here by the end of the year.
That's a fact.
Facts. Let's. But you know what I'm saying? Like, how you been, dog? What's been going on? So you growing your hair out and shit?
Unfortunately, I need a cut for real. But
hey,
I've been good. I've been busy. I've been really busy.
Type shit.
With a lot of music and stuff like that.
Word.
With my boy Picasso Supreme. I'm busy with Futuristic, doing the stream. We just finished the Independence Day album.
Oh shit!
We made an album in 24 hours.
Y'all not celebrating America, are y'all?
Nah. I'm not sure, but I think it was independence as like the word, like independent artist. So that's exactly what we did. Also, we had a bunch of independent artists in there, just independent producers, artists, engineers, and just put a collaboration album between everybody and did it all in 24 hours. We streamed it, we recorded it, everybody saw it live, recorded it live, songs, engineering, everything. So that was really fun. That was really dope to be a part of. So shout out my guy Futuristic, and shout out the whole team that was a part of it.
Fucks with that, man. I fucks with that. It's nice to know you connected out here. You know what I'm saying? You're doing your business with the big project. Was you rapping on it or just producing?
Nah, I don't rap. You'll never see me on a microphone. You'll definitely never see me on a microphone.
Respect.
I choose to stay behind the scenes. I'm usually just doing production, engineering, mixing, whatever really needs to be done, except vocal stuff.
Type shit. That's just like mixing that shit. But yeah, man, yeah. Hey, he a cold ass rapper, bro. Like, what's it like to be like? He's considered one of the best rappers in Arizona. So like, what's it like to be in a room with somebody like that?
Futuristic is a monster. Not gonna lie. Like he's like, he gets verses done in 10 minutes or less sometimes. You know what I mean? Like if he's really spending a lot of time on it, like maybe like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but like he'll write it and then record it and get it done like super fast. He's a really busy like he doesn't like to waste time in the studio. You know
I like that. I like that.
He likes to you know, figure out what's going on and then write his verse and then get the song done and get it out. And
hey, Futuristic, I hope I see you soon, dog. I like that, bro. I hate coming in the studio and we record and then we just talking and then like 50 minutes later now we ready and then we do one person go in there record and we sit down and have an hour-long conversation and the next person go in and like, god damn, like get the damn song done. Like
yeah. I mean sometimes it just depends on like the studio session. Like for me, like when people do studio sessions, I like to get to know like the artist or whoever, you know, especially if I'm gonna be the one like recording. Like I'm like, I don't like to just get in there and then be like, all right, so like what do we, unless it needs to be like that and like we just got a song to just get done and record, then like that's
if we
fine.
know each other like that, that's when I expect it. But if I just met you today, yeah, I'm gonna be like, yo, let's chop it up
like
a
what are
little
we
bit.
yeah. I like to break that ice because I feel like sometimes like a studio session is like, it's about getting a song done. It's about having like a connection and making the artist feel comfortable. You know, like I think of studio sessions as like therapy sessions. So it's like I have to figure out what's going on in your mind, like what's on your heart, to figure out like, okay, like how can I get the best performance out of you, especially if you're going to be asking me like, oh, like what could I do better? Like if you're asking me to like produce you and stuff like that, that's kind of like when it changes. It's like I need to bring the best performance out of you, so I need to understand what's going on with you.
Somebody told me while I was in California the other day, they said that, you know, a lot of relationships is like dating somebody, like even for fellas talking to other fellas, no homo shit, but like, you know, like creating relationships is like dating somebody. You got to get to know them, how they tick, maybe what they like to eat. Like the more you know that, the more the relationship is there. Because you may be like, oh, now we just hit her, like you said, we can't just go in there and be like, all right, get to it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If you don't know this person, like how you gonna further that relationship in the future? Because, you know, that makes genuine interest, but sometimes that can be off-putting because, you know, people don't want to be too close or too whatever, you know.
Yeah, artists, it's like they say, like I think people in general, I don't think it's just artists, but I think you know, they say artists are sensitive, so it's like sometimes you have to you really have to make them feel comfortable in that setting in order, like, of course, like for them to get the best performance out of them. So it's like you have to make them feel comfortable and not just like be like pressuring them. Like you're there to help them. Like it's not about you. You're providing a service. So it's like you have to take yourself out of the equation sometimes. And then like I've heard like a lot of horror stories, like engineers like trying to take over the session. And it's like, bro, this session is not about you. Like you need to be the one. Like you need to be the one like helping them. Like help them get their idea out. Like stop.
Put them in control. Like let them know this their song. Keep them in control. Keep the artist confident about themselves. So artists ask questions, like answer the question, because everybody ain't gonna know what to do. But like that also depends. It just all depends where you at and who you working with. If you're going to work with somebody top tier, you better know what the fuck you doing. Don't be paying your money for some nonsense. But
facts,
you know what I mean. Facts. So, but yeah, man. Like I did peep some of your beats before I got here because I got to hear some, so I had the luxury. Man, them shits was fire, man. You really be bopping.
I appreciate that, bro. Thank you.
Did you make any beats for Futuristic while you were in there?
No, everything that we used that on the project was already done. He just had me send like a couple packs over, and we just sent it out, and whatever got used is what got used. So, like I said, I'm grateful to be a part of the process. You know, I feel like, I don't know, stuff like that's important to me. Like the fact that people are even willing to like include you on something
type shit
is really, really dope. So, yeah, I sent him a pack, and whatever he used is whatever he used.
Is it weird? Is it like do you feel like it's a spot that you earned, or do you feel like damn, I never thought I would have been like here? Would have been right there?
Like just being on the project, or
just like being in a room with
certain people.
Yeah.
To me, I'm a very student minded person. Growing up in like the hip hop scene and growing up like, you know, studying the culture, like I feel like I was always taught to like be appreciative and like respect your OGs or people that were there before you. So it's like, yeah, there's like some part of it to where it's like, man, like even being included or noticed or recognized by some people is like really cool. You know, whether even like even if it's your friends or stuff like that, like just being recognized and appreciated is always like,
it's humbling. Like
it's humbling. It's really humbling. You know, sometimes I'm a little too humble where I'm like, oh, thank you. And they're like, bro, like my boy Chris Rivers was like, bro, you don't have to act so honored. You know, like he hopped on a beat of mine and I was like, bro, like I really appreciate you. And he's like, bro, like I got you. Like you don't have to act so honored.
It's because
like,
it's the music. It's like everybody's milestones is different. So it's like, how do you, like, you just be appreciative of every moment, and sometimes to be like, damn, like, did I really do that? I got this shit. I didn't think, damn, I came this far? Fuck.
Yeah, it's kind of a mixture though. I feel like there's a balance. Like everything for me is like balance. Is like, I feel like it's a balance between like having imposter syndrome of just being like, oh man, like I'm not worth it, or like, but at the same time, I feel like there's a certain point in your career where you have to hit a certain point and be like, no, like I did that. Like I deserve to, like, I worked for it. I did this. Like, you know, like I'm at this point in my career. I worked really hard for this. I need to accept it and I need to own it.
I felt that way after making a song. Like, who the fuck are you, dog? Be like, I'm
yeah, exactly. Just kind of noticing. And I think after, like, it's been slowly over time, but just hearing it from like certain people, it's just like, nah, bro, like you're good. You know, it's like there's a certain point where as a producer or just as a creative in general is where you kind of have to be like, you know, like I'm as good as I think I am, or I'm as good as people think I am. And, you know, it's not to be cocky. Like I said, there's a balance. Like, don't let it get to your head. But at the same time, just give yourself recognition, give yourself like grace, and just be like, no, like I'm dope. You know, I might not, all my ideas might not be tight, but like my ideas that I have had thus far is what got me in this room. So I need to acknowledge that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bow. Who started that? Was that Glorilla who said that?
The bow thing? Oh, yeah, I thought Waka Flocka.
No.
I was like, Waka Flocka was doing that years ago, bro.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Waka was doing the bow thing like way back.
Bow. It's nowadays when they make something trend, you totally forget who started. That's why
that's Waka Flocka. When I think of bow, I think of Waka easy.
Shout out Waka. Shout out Soulja.
That's a fact. Shout out Waka Flocka.
And shout out Soulja. I know that's how you was feeling.
Soldier.
People be doing shit. He like, man, wait, I did that shit. You motherfuckers.
I was the first rapper
on YouTube.
Drake. He stole my whole flow. Shout out those guys though.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's a lovely thing. It's a lovely thing to be able to like have the talents and the creative passion to be able to put yourself. Because a lot of people would say like music is not 90% business and 10% talent, but like
at a certain point, I think like when it gets to a certain point, yeah, like I think when you're getting to a certain point, when you're of course like when you're doing like with like labels and like you're doing like NDA contracts and stuff like that, but I feel like during the creative process, like it's all music. Like there's some technicality to it, but like
you think it shifts up and down. Like sometimes, at times it's gonna be all about creative, and more times it's gonna be about business. But it also just like depends what room you're in.
Yeah, it's kind of, I think Alchemist was talking about it. Is like he kind of stays away from the industry stuff. Like he's like, yeah, of course, like when you're working with artists and you're working with like signing contracts, not that I have any experience with it, like a little bit, but like when you're working with like labels and stuff, and of course you have to figure out like splits and all that stuff, yeah, it becomes a business. But I feel like when you're in the creative process or like you're in the studio working with artists, there's not any type of, like, you shouldn't be thinking about business while you're making a song.
Don't write that without the contract.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be thinking about like business stuff while you're trying to make a song. Like when you're making a song, you're making a song, and when it gets to that point, you'll deal with it. But then after that, it's like I feel like it's always just back to the music. So I feel like it's not one or the other. It's just everything has its place.
Right.
You know, like balance. Like I said, like it becomes so much about balance, like in your career.
I feel that.
You feel me?
Yeah. So when you are working with artists or an artist comes to you, what can they expect from you? Like, what type of sounds? What type of genres?
It kind of depends. Like, sometimes I always kind of start with, like, the Kenny Beats thing, like, in the cave. Like, you know, like, they come in the cave, and he's like, all right, like, what are you feeling? Like, what are you trying to do? It just depends. I feel like I don't really know what my sound is. To be honest, like I feel like I have things you'll notice, but like I always use a lot of like synthesizers. I always use like a lot of like I always have like a crazy bass or 808 for sure. I always try to have crazy knocking drums because I'm real anal about like my sound selection now. It came after like long time of like learning and trial and error and dealing with mixing issues and stuff like that. But I feel like if you're getting a beat that sounds like me, like you're definitely gonna get something bouncy and something that's just gonna hit hard, and it's gonna be unique. It's like very spacey and very dreamy. I feel like I try to have like this like dreaminess sometimes about my beats. You feel kind of like not ethereal, but just like I said, I use a lot of synthesizers. I use a lot of like synth chords and stuff like that. I have a lot of chord progressions. I'm very like serious about chord progressions. I don't like it when songs stay.
Do you play by hand or do you?
I'm learning keys. I'm learning keys right now. My dad's a drummer, but
they always say you play the keys, you can play anything.
Yeah, because you learn how to write. You learn how to write on everything because you have the bass over here, but then you have like the treble over here, but then you have the mid range over here. You know, and if you understand like song structure and like where instruments sit, you understand that nothing can be clashing with something else. You know, it's like people stress so much about mixing, and it's just like, well, how do I like mix better? It's like, well, what's your sound selection like? Because if you got 3 basses happening at the same time or 2 basses, but then you have a bunch of stuff taking up the same frequency range, of course you're gonna try to mix it. Like you're gonna be mixing and get nowhere.
I can't be doing all that shit. I know some people be like, I'm gonna have 2 basses, 5 kicks, 12 types of hi-hats, and then I'm gonna do 1 parakeet and
the beat be trash too. The beat be trash too. Like let's talk about it. The beat be trash, bro. That's why they say less is more, because you have everything doing its job.
Yeah, there's a difference between like you could do like one simple sound and switch up the simpleness, but like just because your beat's got a bunch of instruments don't make the beat special.
Yeah, it doesn't make it better. But yeah, it's, as far as like getting back to your question, it's like yeah, I feel like that's what you can expect, but at the same time I try to cater to the artist. But you know, I feel like I'm really selective about who I work with. Yeah. Like everybody, I feel like everybody's like, "Oh, let's collab." And it's like, "Why?"
It's getting more professional at this point.
It's just being intentional about it. To me, is like when it comes to artists, like producer relationship or anybody for that matter, it's like everybody always, like I said, people were like, "Oh, let's work, bro, let's work." And it's like, "Why?" Like our sounds don't make sense. Right. Like our chemistry doesn't like match. So it's like if we happen to organically, if we end up in the same room and something like we're trying to cook up,
send me a song.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Send me a song." It's like, why?
I don't need you right now.
Like you don't need me and I don't need you. So it's like we'll connect when we need to, but like as far as that, like we don't need to work I think I saw a TikTok, somebody said that. It was like they in the club and they were like, "Oh, let's collab, bro." And he's like, "Why?" Why? Like why do we need to work? But yeah, as far as that, man, it's just it's different, but I always have hard drums, always have 808, and I always have a crazy chord progression or just melodies happening like around. I like to do things that just happen back and forth. Sometimes I'm all about movement. I was taught by our homie Spartan. He's like, "You gonna have a sound, bro, make it dance. Make each sound dance, you know, whether it's a chord, like chords or like a sample, make it dance, make the drums like, of course, like the drums have to be put in their place, but like, you know, make hi-hats move, use delays and panning and things like that. Like it makes things like, it makes it feel like it's doing more than it's actually doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like that's important to like people, you're trying to squeeze the most out of their beat. And it's like, you want to squeeze the most out of it, then make it move.
I feel like when I be trying to like, I wish sometimes I could be in your shoes. I could put myself in your shoes, but I don't think my mind will let me, where like you can actually sit down and mix the beat and work on that shit, like, and like just stay with it. I did at one point, but after like when you're the artist and the producer, it's like just make what you can start on, and then create,
make the basic
demo.
Skeleton, and then like build around it.
Yeah, and then later come on and like, do you engineer too, right?
Yeah, I do.
Which one is more complicated, engineering vocals or engineering the beat?
Ooh, I feel like vocals aren't too hard. I feel like making the beat, like mixing the beat, for sure. I feel like mixing the beat is the hardest part, because it's like you're trying to set levels right, and then it's like kind of once you balance everything, it's like, okay, now you have to bring things out. You know what I mean?
If you're an artist or anybody who has never tried to balance levels, I will tell you firsthand, as somebody who just tried it for the first time recently, that shit is so fucking annoying.
Turn it down and then turn it back up.
Oh my gosh. So like the manual was basically saying you gotta make sure each level hits like I think a 0 dBs or something like that. Or
DBFS. It's just it's like you gotta make sure everything's balanced before it distorts. You know what I mean?
It's so fucking. I could not like. I applaud y'all when I saw what it really takes. I applaud y'all. Now,
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I kind of hit like a recent like epiphany when it came to mixing. Like recently, it was I was watching another podcast. Shout out My Studio Nerds podcast. Shout out Devon Terrell and the whole team. They were doing an interview with Jason Joshua, and if you guys don't know who Jason Joshua is, then you probably should. Mm-hmm. He's probably mixed every song from our decade and before. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, he's worked with learned under the greatest mixing engineers, and they were asking him, they were like, how do you get so much depth in your mixes? Mm-hmm. You know, and there's a whole clip, you guys can look this up, it's a whole YouTube short, but you could tune into the whole episode. There's so much knowledge, but I kind of watched it, but I didn't figure it out till like later. Mm-hmm. Kind of those things that like it was like a slow burn. And I rewatched the video one time, and they were like, how do you get so much depth in your mixes? And he was learning, he watched another engineer. He walked in on his session, on his mixing session, and he looked at his board. Mm-hmm. And he was like, he was looking at his SSL console, and he noticed that he was only cutting on his EQ. Mm-hmm. Only cutting, no boosting. And he kind of noticed that he's like, all right, everything, whenever two instruments are hitting at the same time, he's like, I'm dipping everything. Mm-hmm. He's like, one has to live and one has to go. Mm-hmm. And he's like, and when you do that, and when you figure out the crossover point of those two instruments, and you cut the frequencies, all of a sudden the mix opens up.
So he's side chaining?
No. He's just cutting.
He's just cutting on the EQ, which this is frequency masking, is what he's saying. So frequency masking is when two instruments are like, everybody does it on kicks and 808s. That's like the most common one. It's like they're like, okay, I can't get the kick to punch because the 808 is happening. And you can sidechain. Sidechain is one thing. So it's like when the kick happens, the 808 ducks out. Right. But a lot of people, like, they were asked, like Mixed by Ali, they were like, well, do you sidechain? He's like, you don't have to sidechain if you just cut the frequencies that are clashing. So if you figure out which frequency...
Like automate it?
No. You're just going in the EQ and you're cutting that frequency that's happening in the same specific... Like, so if a kick is punching mostly at 80 hertz or like 60 hertz and the 808's doing the same thing, you cut that frequency on the 808 and all of a sudden the kick's going to come through. Because that frequency is happening at the same time and they're clashing. So you cut that frequency on the 808 and the kick will punch through.
Oh, so you instead of side chaining to completely take out the kick, you just make
room. You're just making room
to breathe.
So you do that, but with every instrument. And the most important part to do that in is the mid range.
I never thought about
because
that.
this is what everybody does, and this is fire to me because
fuck. Because
when you're mixing, right, you're like, okay, the bass isn't loud enough, so what do?
Boost it.
You turn up the bass, right? Okay, and then you're like, okay, well now the bass is hitting, but the high end's not hitting hard enough. So what do?
Why would you turn up the high end and the bass though?
Because people are trying to balance it. We're talking about balance, right? So then people are like, all right, the bass is high, but now it needs to be brighter. So then they turn up the high end. Well, guess what? Everything starts doing this because the mid range is losing clarity. So instead of boosting everything on the low end and the high end, why don't you just cut out the mid range? And then everything will open up because everything is happening in the mid range. The vocal's happening, the kick is happening, the snare's happening, the hi-hat's happening, the vocal, everything is happening, the chords, the synths. So you have to figure out what is happening in the mid-range and then go in your EQ and cut those frequencies out.
Can you do that with vocals too then?
Yes. That's how you get a vocal to open up. That's why it sounds muddy. That's why people be boosting stuff and then their vocal sounds harsh because y'all not cutting the mid-range. The mid-range is where all the clarity is.
Oh.
Yes, bro.
In the same, can you do does it work vice versa with boosting? Like if you're cutting out a lot, well, what can I just boost to make this? Like, does it work like that?
You only boost if you need to. You know what I mean? Like people are always trying to get a clean, clear mix, but they're not cutting. They keep boosting everything. So if it's like if you have all this and then you start cutting the mid range, all of a sudden everything's naturally going to get louder on the low end and the high end. So you won't have to boost.
I hate mixing. Let me tell you.
You know what I mean?
When I say I hate mixing, I don't hate mixing. I have a strong disdain for mixing, and I don't use.
I get
disdain.
it takes a lot because I was doing all that stuff. I was turning stuff up, and then like I'm telling you, as of recently, within the last 6 months to a year, I was like, oh, I understand what's happening now. I understand the mid range,
and that's what makes me so mad.
That's why people mix it.
I have to do it, and so you saying this shit is like.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah, and it's annoying that it makes sense because now I know I gotta go home and.
So this is why people mix in mono. This is why Mix by Ali and Dr. Dre say mix in mono, because if you put everything on one speaker, and your whole mix is playing right, but then you start cutting out the mid range, all of a sudden the song's gonna sound fire.
Mixing mono means only mixing in one,
because all the stereo image is gonna do this. So now you're not thinking, because what happens when you mix in mono, and this also opened my eyes up to that, is you're not thinking left and right. Because you don't have a stereo image anymore. And we're talking about leveling and balancing a mix, right? Balancing a beat. Well, when your mix is in mono, you're thinking up and down.
When you master it, do you turn it into stereo then?
Yes. If you're going to be like playing with like stereo imaging and like doing delays and reverbs and stuff, you're going to want to bounce it back and forth. But if you're trying to like set levels and then you do frequency masking and you start cutting stuff in your EQ, then you put it in mono and you can hear where things are clashing.
But specifically for balancing.
Yeah. And understanding like EQ, you take stuff out.
And then you turn it back to stereo once you start doing delay and reverb.
Yeah, because then like reverb. You can figure out like where everything's like, because then like you adjust from there. But dude, I'm telling you, sit with those two things for like a year and you'll be like, holy hell. I'm telling you, it messes your mind up, but you don't get there until later.
It's like you've been working out at the gym,
but then you find out you have bad form, so now you got to start over. So now you got to start over. You know what I mean?
Or you got to start working on your back, and you're like, no, I only wanted to work on my arms. Nah, you got to work on your back. Fuck.
So I'm not part of this, but I did want to ask you. So since you did mention that, just to clarify it, if you're putting the sound in mono, you're mixing it, and then you're also finding the balance, right?
Yeah. So when you put it in mono, you're thinking up and down, because everybody puts everything in stereo, as it should, but it causes your brain to think left and right. And it's like, well, I'm trying to figure out where my levels are supposed to be. So you put it in mono, and you'll figure out where everything is supposed to be sitting level wise.
That helps with vocals too.
Yeah, it helps with EQ.
Yeah. Is there anything else you would like recommend doing in mono?
It's just like just doing EQ and cutting levels. Because like I said, you start to think from up and down, but if you have it in mono and you're trying to get your drums to cut through, it's like when you start boosting certain frequencies, like you boost it to figure out, oh, where's this clashing at? And then you cut it, and then all of a sudden you'll hear that instrument pop through, and then you'll be like, oh, and then you can put it back in stereo, and you'll be like, oh, now my instrument's there. It takes a while. Like every song is subjective though. You know what I mean? There's not certain numbers or certain levels. Every song is different dynamically. But you can use those tools as like a guideline to help you achieve clarity in your mix. And then you put it back, and then you'll be like, oh, like everything sounds clearer, because like I said, people keep doing so much boosting. And it's like, okay, now you're just muddying everything up. You need to give everything space.
You're going down in history. You're the first Valley of the Beats podcast interviewee that we've ever got a question from the crowd from.
That's super fire.
Can we hit the round of applause button?
I appreciate that. I like talking about these things. I really do. I feel like there needs to be a little bit more like highlights about like, you know what I mean? Like about like people's creative processes, like people's mixing. And like mixing is one thing. Like my real passion is really producing, but like I feel like you have to do so much at the same time.
That goes.
So it's like, why not? You know, it all goes into it. Like you're mixing as you go. So it's like, why not like learn these things like to help you like get better? Because like I feel like every producer I've ever followed, like they've had to help like with a mix, or they have mixed a song. You know what I mean? So
what's this right here? Let's talk about this. So like we got deep into mixing, but let's get more about you with this Kozmik album. I see you got it pulled up right here. Can you give us a little detail on that?
I really don't know how I'm gonna put it together yet. I just recently put out another Crump album called The Student. So yeah, that's out now on Bandcamp even for my producers, for Crumpers and stuff like that. But I have a collection of beats like over the past 5 years. You know what I mean? And I feel like I had really good ideas, but because I said I was struggling with mixing stuff, I can go down a rabbit hole on that whole thing. But I was struggling like to make my shit hit hard, And I feel like I had really good ideas. They just didn't sound right dynamically or like sonically. So I kind of just went over all these ideas and then just fixed them with mostly sound selection, less mixing. And I was like, you know what? Like I need to. My homie Tonio, shout out Tonio and Picasso. They were like, bro, like you need to put all these ideas together and like put it out. So I don't have any cover art for it yet, but I just have this collection of like what I think is like really good ideas. Not necessarily going for like an artist to hop on it. Like I think I've done so much like production wise to where there's not really space. Sometimes there is. So it's just like eventually when I have like the album art and stuff like that, I'm going to put it together. But I think these are some of like my coolest ideas, like just over the past few years. I just kind of went over them again. So eventually it's going to come out. But
I ask you a question. Were you going to ask something, Jamaal?
Yeah, I was about to say, let's actually play some of this stuff if you're down for it.
Yeah, sure. We can hit your question real quick. What's up?
Real quick, just you can make it really short. What would be your advice on people making an album? I know you don't rap or anything, but like, you know, albums are supposed to be seen as this cohesive piece of work. Yeah, this is one big idea. Do you, like, what's your opinion or like your creative input on like album creation if anybody was making one?
I'd say take your time. Like really take your time. I feel like right now, like I feel like every song I hear is just a sample. You know what I mean? It's just a sample or just like a bunch of stuff somebody put together and they called it an album. But like when I listen to them, it's like, man, like this doesn't sound like an album. This doesn't feel like an album. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it feels like mixtape or something like that. Like, oh, I just put all these ideas together and called it an album. But it's just like, bro, when it comes to albums, like people like, you know, people try to shit on artists for like, oh, they took 3 and 4 years to put out a project. It's like, okay, but think about it this way. If they put out something in a year or two and it sounded like shit, you would be mad. But if they take their time and give you a quality piece of work, but they took a long time, you're still mad. So it's like, what do you want? Like, to me, I'd rather put something out that's timeless. Like you listen to people like Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson. Yeah, they put out albums years after each other, like 3, 4, 5 years apart. But every time they put something out, it broke the world. You know what I mean? So it's just like, if you're gonna put together a collection of ideas, like it doesn't always have to be like that. Sometimes it's just like you have a really good idea, like, yo, I want to put this out because I feel like people need to hear it. Then yeah, go ahead, put it out. Like, do what you want to do. It's your career. It's what you want to do. Everything is subjective, as you were saying earlier, but at the same time, I feel like, to me, albums are bodies of work. It's like when people asked Earl Sweatshirt, they were like, oh, like, what's your playlist? He's like, I don't have a playlist. And they're like, why not? He's like, because the album, it takes away from the album. Artists,
you know what?
Artists spend years on these ideas and they put it out for people to listen to. It's not just a one-time thing and move on.
That says enough. That answers the question. To me, all right, go. Yeah. You could, if you got a body of songs you want to put out, you think these represent you. I'm gonna go with do a mixtape. But if you think that you have a message you ready to spread and put out at a certain level where people are asking for it, album it out. But let's go ahead and get to some of your beats.
Definitely. Some of these got some like long intros, but they're like dope ideas. Like I said, like this one.
I love it.
That's a fact.
There. What year is this one?
2017. It's old. I need to get a new one.
You selling it?
No, I wouldn't even sell you this thing.
Shout out my guy Kozmik.
These samples are playing.
I forgot where I think this is a sample. That's like one little idea. Just like a couple different stuff, but like some radio. That one.
Oh, dope.
I think I got like a couple others. This one. This one's like super Smino Monty Booker. You feel me?
I've never listened to Monty Booker.
Bro, you need to. Sleep. That's like where a big inspiration of mine comes from. It's just like a few ideas. You know what I mean?
Okay. Shoot. It definitely has a vibe, and you described it earlier. It was 808s. It got bounce to it. It got movement to it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Like, I mean, like that's what I feel like I pull out of it. But like I bounce around like different genres. Like right now, I'm working like a lot on like the indie pop kind of like bedroom pop alternative thing with my boy Picasso Supreme. Shout out my brother.
Shout out to Picasso.
So like I'm moving like to that area as well. It's like I'm doing so many like different genres and like sounds at once. So I'm kind of but it's just like I have all these ideas that really need to go out and I need to do something with kind of just on my own. So it's like when I'm doing like the indie pop stuff, like I'm really learning how to not overproduce. You know what I mean? Because it's like when you're doing stuff like this, it's kind of like you get the freedom to do that because it's more of like an instrumental album. Or just like a project or whatever, but like when you're doing like something for an artist, especially someone like him, it's like he's really teaching me like how to leave a lot of space. You know what I mean? Like artists, like they always say that's like, oh, it needs space. It's like in some genres, it really does need a lot of space, and he'll tell me like, all right, that's enough, and I'm like, no, but it needs this, and he's like, no, like I promise, like just leave me space, and I can do whatever your idea was that you were gonna do with like a keyboard or like synthesizer. You like let me do it with my voice, like let me do it vocally. So that way the song can be like what I want it to be. And I'm like, all right, say less. Like, all right. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to turn that off. Like as a producer, we always want to fill up like the whole song, but it's just like, no, you have to let them do their thing. You know?
I let air be in that bitch. Like I'll just put like the simple instruments. I'll put everything I want onto there. Then I like hop on it and then mix it all together. I know some people are like, I'll mix the beat first. Some people say they'll mix the vocals first. I think it's all about what works for everybody.
It's always a different process, you know. It's like I say with mixing. It's like everybody's like, oh, like what's the? I used to do that too. It's like, oh, what's the levels? And it's like, bro, everything is different. So
what do you mix first? Do you like mix the beat first?
If I'm mixing a whole song top to bottom, I'm usually like starting with the drums. I'll usually like get the drums balanced and then like kind of like slot like the rest of the instruments in from there, or like I'll slot like the kick and the bass and then like maybe the vocal from there, and then like build everything around it. But usually I'm starting with like drums first because that's usually the most important part of a song. So it's just like kind of just balancing everything from that.
So when you say the kicks and the bass first, I mean like you do the kicks, the bass, then you turn off everything, then do the vocals.
I just turn everything down, and then I turn like the kick up. I'll turn the kick up, and then
as far as balancing goes.
Yeah, just like as far as just leveling, like turning up like faders, you know what I mean? I'll start there just to get that relationship right, you know, and then but it's like it's always doubling back and forth. Like Mixed by Ali was just like you have to double between different sounds. Like you have to check the relationship between the vocal and the bass, check the relationship between the kick and the vocal, check the relationship between like the sample or like the guitars and the bass. Like just you're always doubling back and forth to figure out like, oh, if this clashing with this, is this working with this, does this sound good with this? So it's like it's never like you start there, but then it kind of just becomes like a as you go type of thing.
Is Ali the producer from TDE?
He's the engineer for TDE, yes.
I didn't know he was doing a podcast or anything like that.
Mixed by Ali, he's not like he has like the engineers like website, but I don't think he's like doing his own podcast. But I know that the My Studio Nerds podcast is operating sometimes occasionally out of the engineers building.
I'm gonna go peep. As much as I hate engineering, it's the one skill keeping my music going right now.
But man, I feel like you have to learn how to like, because I used to do that. I was like, bro, I'm never gonna be an engineer, and then here I am.
Just because I don't have the money to pay for an engineer right now.
Yeah, exactly,
so
and that's exactly like why I got into it too, because like I was having a lot of people that wanted to record with me, but also like we have to get these songs done. Like we'd record, and it's like, all right, we gotta like mix it, and it has to be done. And it's like we're not gonna pay somebody to do it, so like it was just like, why not do it myself? And I was horrible at it at first, but you know what I mean? Like you kind of you learn to love it after a while. It's like kind of like a necessary evil. And you kind of fall, like if you let yourself, you kind of fall in love with it. You're like, oh, like I always like seeing people get those aha moments, and I have a lot of those aha moments myself. So it's like
that was me earlier. That's why I was like, fuck, I hate it, but I love it.
Exactly. But like you loved like to feel that, like, oh, I didn't think about it like that. So then you go try it, and like you keep trying it, and you're like, I understand it now.
Yeah. You can't go back to the old ways.
No, you can't, because then when you're working with somebody, then you start understanding like what you're trying to do or what you're trying to achieve. So then you're like, oh, like let me get a little bit more hands-on with the song, because then everybody gets mad because their song doesn't sound right. And it's like, well, if you know what you're talking about, then you can help be a part of that process.
So with that being said, we should end the podcast. Is there anybody that you want to shout out?
Shout out my family, shout out my girlfriend for being here, shout out my boy Picasso, shout out Futuristic, shout out all the homies, Waves, Anakin, Oswin, Chris Rivers, all the homies, all the ones who support me. I appreciate everybody. Tune into the next episode of the Valley of the Beats podcast.
Yes, sir. And on that note, we're out. And I gotta apologize for the previous episode because I messed that up audio wise.
You weren't supposed to mention it.
It's all good.
What they don't know won't hurt them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all good though.
All right.
Peace out, motherfuckers.
Shout out to the camera guy too.
Shout out to Alex.
Shout out to Alex, bro.
Yes,
sir. We out.